carry the boats and the logs, 'cause they're turning them old frogs gay. Or maybe they're born this way. Pull up a chair, sit right there, brush your teeth and comb your hair, 'cause they're turning them old frogs gay.
Little sister out the... Oh!
It's going straight into the tripod.
One more flip. You're not live, right?
We're live.
You're
All the
live.
viewers-
You're
all the
on
viewers
the
are like,
pod.
"Stop her."
Oh! First judo air to start the pod.
20 people, the only people watching right now.
And demonetized. So little sis has a grand plan to demonetize us with sporadic F-bombs throughout the pod.
Thinking about the etymology of the word demonetize, demon is in there. And that's what that is. That's the devil.
Behind, yeah.
Holding us back from revenue.
Yeah. I guess Tully just went lawn gnome vibes.
That's also my Rams shirt that little sister's rocking right now. First heckler.
Are there any lawn gnomes out there? Do you guys have lawn gnomes? I feel like I saw some.
So my mom got pretty heavy into some of the mini garden creatures.
Gnomage?
There's some gnome culture out there,
Gnomage.
but my mom's also kind of nautical themed. So there's some mermaids out there, mermen, and they have kind of a little forest over there.
Merthems.
Yeah, merthems. And there's actually a sweet little pod of merthems by the palm under there. So they have a home and everything. Neighbors.
Do you think the neighbors watch the pod?
Probably.
At this point, the neighbors are tuned into the pod.
I hope. Yelling when they put on their YouTube. Gosh dang it!
One of the
We have another one up.
One of the best things Dante did when we used to host big DJ parties here back in the day.
We touched on that last episode.
Dude.
Welcome back, Joe for the Gopher.
Yeah,
too,
welcome
we will
back,
say.
Joe for
Thank
Joe
you.
for Bowen.
Thank you.
ladies
It's good,
and gentlemen.
It's good to be back. It was in Mar-a-Lago.
Oh. we thought you were in Donbass.
I was in.
Dong boss.
Yeah, I missed you guys. It's good to
Dung
be back on
base.
the couch. But I was gonna say, Don went around to all the houses, and before the party, he printed out the funniest little, like the thinnest little paper with printed out invites to the party, and a lot of neighbors ended up showing up. Ones that we didn't think were gonna show up.
Oh, I remember. That was your tactic to avoid them from calling the police.
Yep,
was to invite
left
them.
my number, a little thing, 300 houses, put them all over. No cops called until the very end.
100 houses,
a lot.
and a lot of neighbors who you thought wouldn't be into the situation came and were actually kind of feeling it.
And called me, and so it was an invitation, and it was like, hey, if the noise is too loud, please give me a call. This is my number. Feel free to come. We have food, BJ party.
Didn't have food.
Bring your own food.
Didn't have food, and that was also during some of his
No one
most
called.
controversial DJ sets, where he would spin like Justin Bieber into "As I Lay Dying" into Royal Sons,
People loved it. I just remember.
into Usher, and then straight back into Sleeping Giant.
I remember. I think it was like
Atreyu.
the highlight of the night. It was like the cool crew. The cool crew of Tribuco Hills High School. Like, I was always quiet, even though I hung around the cool guys. I was just quiet. They all came, like Marvin and like all those guys came, and like they like heard the music. We're like, dude! I just remember looking right as I'm like DJing, and I see them like, oh! And I'm like, this is
The Towers crew?
This is what it's all
Towers
about.
crew was
Yeah.
there.
This
and
is what
Don
it's all
was
about.
Up. Don was
I
up.
need to be a DJ.
What it's
I need
all
to be
about.
a DJ for the rest
Don
of my
was
life.
up on his throne, completely blue, just pressing one space bar on GarageBand, and GarageBand just would just play for 2
Looking
hours.
in the audience, seeing Casey Lagos, being like, like those moments that I will live in my brain forever.
But shout out
Blaze.
DJ Steve Huerta though, who came and legit followed up proper DJ.
Did a guest set?
He spin.
Yeah,
he was the first one, right? Or
Well,
second?
Steve is now spinning out in Berlin, some nasty house, and Steve one time went on after hours after Blue Tonic, and spun a great set.
Yeah, he did my birthday, I want to say, and
Yeah.
into the GSP fight. Or something like that. Couches.
And Don's 21st.
Throwing up everywhere.
Don's 21st spun the DJ set. Steve Huerta came and spun, and then GSP lost, so Don shaved his head. That was when he did the
Oh, he won.
sacrificial shaving.
GSP won. He didn't
He
lose.
lost.
He didn't lose.
So why'd you shave your head?
I don't know.
Don,
Maybe because John Ashbell
no,
was
we
there.
got to go back to the year and
I s-
fact check
I
it.
swear.
Who would have?
I
Who
swear
would
he-
have?
He wouldn't have. He hasn't lost since I was a little kid. Yeah.
Since Matt Sarah.
It might have been, Joe, that I shaved it in honor of him. So for the fight. So I shaved it for him.
I
I
really
also
thought he
lost
lost.
weight. No, he didn't lose. I lost weight.
You cut weight
Don
with
cut
him.
weight.
I cut
with
weight to get to
GSP.
170.
Do you still have the hair in the Corona bottle?
No, I threw that away.
What?
Oh, I remember that right up there.
That was Don's hair from his
Yeah.
21st. That was we kept it strong.
Leaving
for-
Aunt's house, when I left Aunt's, Aunt Goodnow.
But you
Aunt,
Brought the hair to ants.
oh, yeah. I brought a lot of stuff that I've been meaning to just throw away, that have just been with me for too long.
In a Corona
And that
tall
was-
boy bottle.
Yeah, that was one of them. It was okay. As much as I would have loved to keep it, I think I just went through a moment and I go to my closet sometimes and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to wear this shirt, and it's gone. So it must have been in the reckoning.
How's your Aspen?
Where's
It was
your
in the
Aspen?
reckoning.
Where's your Aspen?
Speaking of shirts, too, this one is really hanging on by a thread here.
damn,
Full
cousin.
feel like
armpit hair exposure.
Dustin has a lot of my shirts.
I gotta re-up the T-shirt game, honestly.
Speaking of old Trabuco Hills High School lore, about 30 minutes ago, you know who I saw in the plaza driving, didn't interact.
Jay Jones.
I wish. No.
I almost said Corey Sandhagen.
Black Tacoma. I don't think I was ever at Trabuco with this person, or they might have been expelled probably by this time. So that might tell you.
Were they gangbanging?
Yeah. No, I don't want to put that out there. No, but just
I'm trying to remember names.
a real one.
Real one.
Bro? Was he a bro? Or a
Yeah, I would probably the ultimate
ultimate
bro.
bro.
but almost transcends the definition of bro. Big mustache now, glasses,
Short?
an
Tall?
artist. I'll say that.
Short or tall?
Shay Fitzgerald. Shay was there?
I swear it was Shay in a black Tacoma. I mean,
How'd you
Me and Ant ran into him at the Rouse months ago.
he was cruising right in
His
front of
kids.
Ralph's.
Yeah.
Skinny face, white guy, face covered in tats.
Oh, okay,
Big
well,
mustache.
there you go. I
Yeah,
was like-
it was for sure Shay.
Yeah.
I almost said what's up, but he just kept going.
Gotta say, what's up?
Legend.
Big time legend.
Legend, for sure.
Did time. Front man of No Reprieve. Shout out No Reprieve.
Tattoos on my wife's body from him.
No way.
Hell yeah.
He inked up Mace?
Hell yeah. In his kitchen.
Oh.
I was there.
I remember we were at Goat Hill one time.
His kitchen right over here in this neighborhood.
I remember we were at Goat Hill one time, and I had just I was going through SQT, I believe. So I wasn't a
For
SEAL
the
yet.
viewers, what's SQT?
SEAL qualification training.
Score-
After BUDS, 6 months of training, and then you graduate, become a SEAL. I was in that, so you could get to come home on the weekends a bunch. And we're at Goat Hill, and I think in SQT you get issued gear. So I had a new knife, which I still have, and I would always carry it on me because that was the cool thing to do, was carry your issued freaking gear knife around.
It's kind of stolen valor, but okay.
Carry it around, bring it into places because I don't know what. Now I don't do that. But I remember showing Shay, and then he just we start talking. All of a sudden, he just pulls out his knife. He goes, ah! We're talking about if there's a fight, what would we do? Or there's a fight, skirmish, and he just pulls out his knife and gives that crazy. Dang, you would for sure stab someone right now.
So he had it on him.
He had a big one on him.
Oh.
Middle finger from the little sister.
Little sister's out. Getting into the Tacoma.
I got a mosquito flying around here, it looks like.
Yeah, so it's mosquito season. They're back. We're getting chomped on. The ankles are getting hit already.
Might be one of those Bill Gates mosquitoes. Not to get into that, but what's he doing with the mosquitoes? What's up with that,
Gates is on the mosquitoes
Gates
now?
is trying to bioengineer mosquitoes.
This could be an
But-
absolutely ludicrous question, but is Gates still involved in Microsoft? Like,
I
what?
think so.
I was almost said Apple. I was like, what does he even do? Like, is he still doing anything with the comps?
Gates, Gates is involved in Microsoft, but Gates, a tech nerd, decided that he was going to be the voice of world humanitarian crises.
Does he have any kids?
Yeah, these kids.
I'm sure he has kids. Yeah, his wife left him though because of his involvement with,
A little girl.
well, a little man named Jeffrey Epstein. But, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah, but there was like, isn't it proven he had an
Well-
affair with a tennis player girl, right? Some like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Have you ever seen the video of him jumping over the chair? It's
I think
hilarious.
I have.
Timestamp.
Is it
Let's
good?
throw it in there.
Okay.
Damn
He's just an
Gates.
absolute nerd. It's probably in like the early 90s, and he's maybe trying to flirt, I don't know, with this interviewer from like 60 Minutes or something. And she's like, so
Is it true that
I
you can
hear
leap
around
over
the
a chair
office
from a
that
standing position?
they say you can
It
jump
depends on
over
the
a
size
full
of the
chair. And he's like, oh,
I'll
yeah.
cheat a little bit.
And then he pulls out a chair and jumps over it.
I think I have seen
The
it.
weirdest thing ever.
I want to say I have
He
seen
comes
that.
out at like a crazy little side angle or
Yeah,
something.
it
Like,
barely makes it. It's the most unathletic jump you've ever seen, but he does it.
Gates
Wow.
looks like a monster too. He's probably like what, 6'5" or so? Maybe not
No.
6'5".
No.
Looks like a big old monster. Every time I see him, he's in some big old sweater looking
You're
like a
thinking of
monster.
Steve Ballmer.
He's a big dog. Ballmer's a big dog.
I love when they get asked about the Epstein thing, and he's like, "Well, he's dead."
Yeah, he does say that. Well, he's dead.
Holding his hands.
Yeah.
Well, he's dead.
Gates an OG nerd.
Love that. Absolute killer, savage.
This fly or mosquito.
You know,
He's a beast.
Is this? I don't know what to think of this, but me and my brother, I'm not too sure about Colk over here. Do you watch Smartless, the podcast? Listen to Smartless.
what is that, like dang Dak Shepard or something?
It's armchair expert. It's Jason Bateman, Will Arnett.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's a great one, but they're they don't get too political. They're very they seem pretty liberal, and they have a bunch of like they had Barack, Biden, and Clinton on right before the election.
Okay.
Like
The
they'll do
three
that.
presidents,
They're
yeah.
kind of like the
Yeah.
liberal, the left
Yeah.
side, but they're hilarious. And they just had Bill Gates on. I haven't listened to it yet, but I haven't seen one paid for Patreon subscription. And then they just had Shane Gillis on, and I clicked on it, and it's a paid subscription. You can't watch it. It was the first one I've ever seen
On Smartless?
on Smartless.
because
And
they
I just
knew
found that very interesting.
they knew Shane
the
was a
first
bigger ticket than Obama.
Massive, funny, conservative guy they have on there is paid subscription.
You think they
It just
like
became
we can't listen to it?
You couldn't listen to it for a week or two. And I just checked the other day.
do you
You
think
can.
they're trying
Still
to
love
protect,
'em.
they're trying to protect themselves because they're having like sort of what would be considered like a manosphere conservative leaning guy on, so they want to make sure
See how the
anybody
audience
that's-
reacts.
Anybody that's viewing it, they're paying for it, so they must
They
like
wanna
it,
see it, yeah.
Or because he's so huge, they saw it as a business
Yeah,
opportunity.
I
to
think
make
it's
it.
both. I think he's just so huge, and people are going to want to click on it because that's where
Yeah.
comedy wants to. Is at right
Well,
now.
that was what was funny in
You
this in the Smartless one, the three presidents one. I told Don where they interviewed Barack and Clinton
They
and
were
Biden
all on together
in the White House.
Very
So
awkward.
3 mics. I mean,
podcast.
just
Very weird.
like the dynamic alone of 6 people
Yeah, it's too many.
is hard. But it was funny because in the beginning it was almost like old Bill was just chopping it up normal, and they were talking about Trump, and Bill was like, "Well, have you had him on the podcast yet?" Like it was an honest question, and they laughed it off. Like, why would we even do that?
Yeah, and
but
then
it-
he
but
wins
it-
the election largely due to.
But they laughed it off like it wasn't even an option. Like, why would we even have him on the podcast? But I thought his question was an honest question.
Yeah.
He's like, "Have you had him on yet?"
Well, they were buddies.
Him and Bill.
Yeah, forever. I think Donald was at what's the daughter?
Hillbong, not
Ivanka?
Hillbong.
No, Hillary and Bill's daughter.
Ivanka.
I forget her name.
What? I don't know her name.
Is that her name?
Clarissa.
Ivanka is Trump's wife.
I forget.
Ivanka.
Ivanka's the daughter.
Brother.
Ivanka.
Ivanka, yeah, is the daughter.
Joe's
Who's
worst
Trump's
fear.
wife? Who's Trump's wife?
Melania.
Oh,
Dang, Joe's pulling a me right now.
Gamele.
Melania,
I
yeah.
thought his wife was Gamele.
What was I saying? Oh, I think Donald was at the wedding of the Clinton daughter. Like they were friends.
Yeah.
He was a Democrat always. There's a excerpt from like
Looks that way.
I do.
Whatever you're about to go into, something you
When
look.
Cole's about to drop political lore.
Look away from us.
It's like a Esquire magazine excerpt from like the early '90s, I think, and Trump tells the person doing the interview, they asked him about running for president, and he said like, if I ever did, I think it would be as a Republican because those people will vote for anything, or like something like that, like slammed the Republican Party. So that's interesting. I had something to say, Dagnabbit. Oh,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. I don't want to ramble.
But I said sorry because we started goofing.
Speaking on world leaders, there was a crazy video. I don't know if you saw it that just came out of Macron, the president of France's wife, Brigitte Macron, who Candace has
Boys will be boys, man.
Boys will be boys. The airplane door to his
Have you
like
seen it, Joe?
Air Force, like his Air Force One, France's like jet, the president's jet. Airplane door is open, stairs are down. The people are like lined up waiting to greet him wherever they just landed. I'm not sure where they landed. And you see him talking to someone in like the cabin or like the galley maybe of the airplane. And then
The cockpit.
big old hand comes and like shoves his face super hard. Like it's not like a blunt force slap. It's like a face
push.
like a face mush.
Face mush.
And then he like kind of panics and he gives like a little wave. He walks out of frame of the door, and then him and Brigitte walk back in the doorway and walk down the stairs like nothing happened. This is like some domestic abuse crap. It's crazy.
Getting beaten.
So Brigitte had hands on him.
Brigitte laid hands on him. Yeah.
It looked almost fake and staged in a weird way.
No, it looked like
Who does
she
that?
was like,
He looked like he was like helpless. Like he was
yeah,
just like
he is probably helpless. You know, like he's probably, you know, she
I mean, you can't.
She was his teacher.
Yeah, I know. When
When he
was
was
14.
like in like 5th grade or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's probably still the dynamic.
He was-
She
and
wears
was a
the
man,
dang
right?
size 32s for sure.
What do
Crazy.
you guys do? Yeah, you can't. Well, you can't really do anything back technically if you're. Let's just say she is a she, and your wife, you know, freaking face smushed you.
Well, that's what Dana White's
I mean,
wife did to him,
and
he retaliated.
Dan got and slapped her.
And that one kind of went away.
Are they still together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are still, and they have been for like 25 years. But that one just kind of, I don't know. That was kind of crazy.
What would you guys do if your significant other's face smushed you?
You can't retaliate.
I'm just
take it like a
saying.
king.
What would you do?
Take it like a king. Yeah,
Take it like a king.
Maybe pyre.
Ash has kicked me before in the butt.
really. Ash hits a lot though. She's hit me a lot.
She struck me.
Nice kick.
If I say a joke, if I've dropped a joke at a local eatery or a party or something like that, she'll give me a kick in the butt. Soccer kick straight to the butt. And if you're quick enough, you can block them. You can defend.
I think if I ever were to, become married again or
Lord willing.
find a soulmate,
Become
they-
married.
and they face smush me, I think I'd figure out a way to pie them.
Pie them.
Yeah. Like let it go.
Like insult them Renaissance style.
Like let it go, and then like
1650?
one day out of the blue, they're gonna get pied.
Just like a whipped cream pie.
A whipped cream pie, out of nowhere. Could be 6 months later.
Oh dang.
Yeah, but that's after everything's died out. It
Yeah,
fizzled
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You're gonna
But at
want to
least
have
I'll- so
you're
the
gonna
pie-
want to have the pie on you.
The pieing would be it would be out of forgiveness, but it's like, hey,
I mean, the ultimate move would be to use your agility, because if you're able to block the face
Then
smush,
they look
that shows
stupid.
ultimate.
then you make them look dumb, so then
ultimate
you're the
quickness.
bad guy.
Ultimate quickness. But if you're
You're the bad
living on
guy.
the constant edge where you need to be ready to move, that that should maybe be some therapy.
Yeah.
Which brings me to our first sponsor, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
We're gonna get a cease and desist from Blue Chew, BetterHelp.
Is Blue Chew
What's
like a
the mattress
Viagra
one
thing?
you keep dropping?
Sleep 8 or 8 sleep.
Eight sleep.
Sleep.
8 sleep.
I think the ultimate thing to do would be to Nickelodeon slime them.
Yeah.
You seen the Katy Perry one too?
Oh, where she slips in the slime.
No, she's at the podium. She's at the podium presenting, and they have a blower.
Oh,
There's
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they cranked it up way
that
too
one.
hard, and it legit. She's like this. She's like,
Yeah.
and, it's in the eyes. It did not look fun at all.
That was some sort of shame ritual or something for sure.
It
Shame
was
ritual.
so explosive. Like, you see whoever set the
Yeah, it was like
pyrotechnics.
Air cannons of CO2 slime.
Could have been an Alec Baldwin situation.
It could have been.
Russ style.
Or, God forbid, she had a wig on or something. Blow that wig right off.
She's still up in space, Katie?
Mentally.
She went to space. Didn't she go to space recently? And
She was holding space, too.
she was holding space for space.
Dude, have you seen those videos of it's all over TikTok? So I'll upload my old fitness videos to TikTok, and it sucks you in. I'll start scrolling because the algorithm's insane. And for some reason, it sucked into people, like random like white dudes, like getting what's it called, a blower when you blow leaves. What's that called?
Leaf blower?
A leaf blower. A blow leafer. A leaf blower, and it would be like leaf blower guys in the street in like New York or something, and they would like purposely blow black women's wigs off. And they would chase and like be super pissed because the guy would pretend like he was, blowing leaves. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but that's what.
Did you find that funny? Or?
No, I did not find it funny. I found it on my TikTok feed for some reason. And people actually do that.
Dante ends up commenting, wrong.
Not cool.
Not cool, wrong.
FedEx trucks here. We should get him in here.
At this
Ask him
point,
what this is all about.
he needs to
got
be
some questions.
featured. We slide open the back of the FedEx truck. It's just
Maybe-
TVs and wires.
We've been giving him the moniker Joe for the Gopher, but maybe he's Joe for the Mole. Maybe because I don't recall a FedEx truck in our dual episode.
We
You and
didn't
me,
have a
Don. No
truck,
FedEx.
we had some
so
random truck.
So maybe it's me, huh?
Joe for
Yeah.
the Moleskers.
It's an inside jab.
yeah, we got to patch you down for wires.
Yeah, right when I come back, they start popping.
Is they back? Is he
You
back?
know what?
Yeah.
No,
Is they back? Is they back?
really interesting. No uniform on the fella. No FedEx uniform. No eye contact. There he goes. Where you going, Don? You're gonna break it, dude.
Dante walks straight out to the street and finishes the FedEx man.
Omoplatas him.
Ezekiel's him. Did you watch the Ezekiel clip
What, Rogan?
with the hoodie?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's a cross collar joke.
Because he says Ezekiel.
He got it wrong.
He says
It's a
Ezekiel
cross
choke.
collar. It's cross collar. Ezekiel. I know he does say Ezekiel. I don't wonder
There
why.
was a video I saw of this girl that was doing self-defense stuff where she showed she was like sitting in her car demoing it, and then she's like using the little recline lever to be like, if there's someone behind you and has your neck, recline, and then come back, and she pulls it, and a guy just tries to do it with his stupid new electrical one. It just like 90% of
Yeah.
them, you don't have the crank arm on your thing, so you cannot use that. For all the people listening out there, do not try that in a safety situation.
Did you ever have a parent or a grandparent put the locking bar thing in their steering wheel?
Yes,
I think I did that with my bug.
you did do it with your bug because you didn't have locks.
Didn't have locks, and you could steal that sucker easily.
Don would put that thing on.
You had that thing in the bug?
yes, he would put
I
that.
remember being a
Honestly,
little kid.
timestamp bug too.
Yeah, if there's a picture of the bug.
We have the one of me and Don
Where I'd put a CD boom
where
box
we
in
look
the
like
back too.
where we look like Tupac
Fucking Suge Knight.
and Suge.
I remember being a little kid in San Bernardino in my grandparents' Oldsmobile, and everywhere we went, my grandpa cranking that thing, ratcheting it, locking it, and I'm like, what is this thing? And I guess what? You can't turn the wheel if it's in there?
Yeah, you can't turn the wheel. That's all.
Still just beeline that thing straight
Yeah.
all the way to Mexico.
Yeah.
just point it,
go
Headed down
straight.
the highway.
point it south and get going.
I cannot
Yeah, I
believe I
guess
did that.
that's all it does, eh?
I guess so.
I don't know if I did that because I was young and just thought that people steal cars if you don't lock it, or if someone had told me that this car is very easily stolen because it's
It's
old
an old
and
car, probably, crossed 2 wires, and that
it's-
thing's
it's-
firing
people
up.
want it too
Yeah.
because it was such a
Yeah.
oldie.
Do you have an extendo meat stick today? This one looks a little bit longer than.
I got a chomp, so just like we talked about last time, we've been mending and manipulating time. So currently second day.
Dante's in his second day
My
right now.
second day. We're at now it's 12 actually.
Mars had a green bag of chomps. What flavor is that?
Jalapeno.
Oh, really? Any good?
It's pretty good.
So since you're manipulating time right now, Don, and you're on your second day, are you gonna do a workout in your third day tonight or no?
I'm gonna do a workout after this.
So
I did a pretty hellish stairmaster before this podcast. That's why I have to eat.
How many floors did you climb?
I don't check.
You
Lose-
just do time or
loser.
just feeling or what?
I go till my. Yeah, I'll go a couple maybe a round. I did 4 rounds today. Gosh, I don't know.
the
When I
hell's
try
a
to
round?
explain workouts, I get serious, and your guys' face is like,
This is what we want to know. But it's just when you point the meat stick at us, it's a little.
I put on the 50-pound weight vest and did like 5 rounds of specifically minute, like a certain speed for a minute, for 5 minutes, and then just would repeat that 4 times. So 20 minutes. Took off the weight vest and did it a hard 10 to 15.
Do you get any eyes when you bring the 50-pound vest to the gym? Is anyone?
Probably thumbs up from old guys.
Don't
they
care.
like to see that.
Doesn't matter. There's a bunch of people that do that. Not a bunch, but I've seen 4 to 6 separate people that like to bring their weight vest in.
You sweat all over the Stairmaster?
Everywhere.
Don
You
gets,
wipe it down or no?
Don gets
Yeah.
Don gets sweaty on his 10-minute warm up in the gym with no weight vest. Put this big old hog on the Stairmaster with a 50-pound
It's a
vest.
slip and slide. Wow.
Not good. No, it's a great workout. It really is.
Any lovely ladies at the gym today?
Yeah, there actually was, weirdly. Yeah, 1 or 2. One tall beast.
Dragon.
A roast beast. From the Grinch when he says roast beast.
Roast beast.
Why does he say that?
Because they're the Who's in Whoville, that's what they eat on Christmas, roast beast.
Okay, they don't.
Because they're kind of like subhuman or,
Oh, that's
they're
why
in
they
a
say
different
roast-
world. They
roast
eat roast beast.
Oh,
Are we on
interesting.
about Whoville lore right now?
Yeah, I read the Grinch a lot.
If
around
it's
the
not
holidays.
Moana.
Do you actually read the Grinch?
Yeah, Jameson likes the book.
Oh,
he
you
likes.
read it. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
he likes the
picturing a big book,
cartoon.
you're
He
reading
really
it.
likes the animated one from a couple years ago that Pharrell did the soundtrack to and everything. He really
right,
likes
right.
that one. And then
What is Pharrell scored the Grinch? He did the Minions.
Minions,
What is he
yeah.
on about right now?
I think I maybe
We got to get Pharrell on.
sillily tried to show him the Jim Carrey one. I don't think he was vibing. I think we turned it off. A little scary.
And JMO can hang because JMO do Nightmare Before Christmas.
He likes Nightmare Before Christmas, Scooby Doo, that kind of stuff. But the Jim Carrey Grinch, before it turns around for the Grinch and his heart grows, his solitary time in his cave with Max is sad.
Abusing Max,
Yeah.
and then they cut to the flashback of him getting bullied as Mini Grinch,
Yeah,
and
Baby
that
Grinch.
Very sad.
at
Buzzer on his face, tries to shave his face.
I was probably 13 or 14, and the flashback to Mini Grinch still haunts me.
I guess Jim Carrey originally listed his LA home somewhere in the hills for like $28 million. It never sold. And then the pandemic or whatever, and it's back on the market at like 18 right now. And you can look through the pictures, of the house for sale. Beautiful house. I think he bought it like when The Mask came out. Like there's an old picture of him sitting on the porch.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Because The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and Ace Ventura all came out in the same year. Think of that skyrocket to stardom. So, anyways, when you scroll the pictures, the picture listing showing the movie theater, if you look in the corner, there's a big glass case with the Grinch costume. In like he's got it like in a glass case like Batman in his movie theater.
Does that come with the
Wow.
house, you think? Are you getting the Grinch?
If
or-
he's really as meta as he says he is and we don't exist and everything, then he should let go of the earthly possession probably. I wonder if it
just
probably
stay
won't.
With, stay with the home.
Because that thing alone, that's a mill right there probably.
Oh,
At auction, the
not
original.
more.
Yeah.
Priceless.
I think it's like the Santa costume that the Grinch wears as Santa and then like the green fuzzy costume as well.
Crazy.
Because the face, it wasn't a mask. It was all, there's like great Hollywood lore about him sitting in the makeup chair for like 8 hours a day or something.
Wow.
And the contacts.
Yeah.
The contacts are supposed to be gnarly.
Dante knows about the blue contacts.
I do know. And before I put on the blue contacts for DJ Double D Plutonic, I heard about the Grinch.
Dante watched Grinch inspo videos to
And I
get
heard
ready.
about it, and I fell asleep with the blue contacts on.
What?
And I woke up in so much freaking pain. I'm like,
After the DJ set? This is going all the way back to the DJ set, by
Yeah.
the way, because when Dante blew himself for
Pause.
the DJ set, his Arrested Development goofer.
Tobias.
When Dante blew himself for the DJ set, he also put in the blue contacts as well.
I had to learn how to put in contacts. They hurt.
How'd you fall asleep with the thing? Were you boozing? Oh!
They
What
hurt.
do you think you were drinking? Shock tops back then, or probably Jaeger bombs?
I was,
Drunk on
Jaeger
beer.
bombs, bootleg feeders.
Red Roosters.
Opposed to the not bootleg feeders.
Red Rooster bootlegs.
Dante's infamous cocktail was known as a feeder, usually in a blender ball bottle, and it was like a little bird feeder that you would just feed on before you actually began to drink. And it was usually about 12 shots of Tito's and then a litany of other
It's
red
just-
40, yellow 5.
It was a pre-buzz on before the
insane
buzz on.
At that time, how much I was so unaware of people drinking and being drunk at a party. I just thought, I'm like, this like, I think my energy level was always maxed out.
Yeah.
So as the night went on and the music got louder and people danced harder, I think I was so stoked. And then I started to see in our mid-20s how then you go to like a wedding or something and then seeing people on the dance floor where they couldn't dance anymore because like they had reached that point of getting like they drank too much or the spin started happening.
I
Like,
remember plenty of times at local events and parties, Dante in the crucifix position on the ground attempting to cure his spins because somebody told him that's how you make them go away.
It's true.
go full coffin mode.
You'd have to lay on hard floor. You can't be in a comfy bed. Hard floor, hard ground will make your spins go away. I swear.
Grounding.
And
Yeah, bummer.
He also told me that he would put right before the pod today that included in his feeder in the latter years was a powder on it Alpha Brain as well. Because he said he thought it would make him smarter while getting drunker. Which is insane.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, riddle it with
Mixed with
liquid
liquid IV, trying
liquid
to
IV Alpha
hydrate.
Brain method to the madness.
What day are you on right now?
I don't know.
1 million?
You lost count?
All I know is 180 days, so 6 months. If you didn't know, is July 2nd.
Whoa.
So about 5 months in. 150,
We can have a party.
something like that. We're gonna have a party, 6-month party.
We should literally go to the bar and celebrate.
We accidentally celebrate my 6 months and I'm drinking. Whoa, shit!
Whoa!
No! What did we do?
We should have an NA beer special review episode where we do blind taste tests of NA beers.
That'd be
and
cool.
review
Don
them.
NA
tried
beers?
his first Athletic Brewing IPA the other day and liked it.
You liked it?
I did. Athletica.
It's just Athletic.
Oh.
Athletica.
Atletica.
They just they sponsored the Oceanside Ironman. It was the Athletic Brewing Ironman Oceanside. It was their first big sponsor, I think.
It's an IPA.
You liked the IPA?
Yeah, it had 45 calories.
and it tasted like beer.
It tasted like a mix between beer and an IPA.
A mix between beer and
I need the alpha brain more than ever right now.
I know. I stopped drinking and became less smart because I stopped drinking Alpha Brain. Swear.
You need to reincorporate the alpha. I put lion's
yeah.
brain or
Lion's brain.
I put lion's mane legit in my meat stick this morning.
The viewers are going to be disappointed today because Joe for the Gopher and I both have on slacks.
You know, it's funny you say that because I know we've been showing a lot of leg.
We've been getting comments. Love the legs, boys.
I know. but
Yeah, a lot of feet.
This is kind of for all the
Feet guys.
viewers out here. I will say this though. I just want to get the feet up, but the socks are out.
Nice.
So we're 10-toeing right now, kind of this situation.
Partial grounding.
Partial grounding. I'm going to get probably full grounded here in a little bit. I've also kind of been treating myself today. I have a grande latte over here from one of our biggest sponsors, Starbucks.
Did they write a little thing on your cup? Let me see.
So here's the thing.
Oh, they gave you the sticker.
Here's the thing. They wrote one on Ashley's cup, and they didn't write one on mine or Milo's. And Milo was pretty sad.
Macy told me that they
Ash got the smiley.
haven't. Yeah, they have a new CEO or something, and this guy is, I guess, attempting to bring back what he feels Starbucks has been missing, and Starbucks has become far too commercialized and tactile and like industrial feeling inside. Remember when we were young, Starbucks, they'd always have the CDs for sale. You'd hear some Natalie Imbruglia playing and the big comfy leather couches. It was like a proper like Friends-inspired kind of coffee shop feel.
Yeah.
And they've since gone away from that, and this guy wants to bring that back. He wants the customer to immerse themselves in the space more comfortably. And in part, he feels that the customer and employee interaction has become disconnected. So the reason that they've been told, the employees, I guess, somebody can fact check us if you work there,
That makes
that they
sense.
need to, like they used to in theory, write a little note, have a good day, a little heart.
I've been
a
getting
little,
so much more of those.
It's inorganic, I would say.
And
Inorganic.
Well, they're being told that they need to do that on every cup to make it feel like more of a neighborhood place and less of a giant conglomerate corporation.
But there was a girl the other day, a barista, who I was like, oh, can you do a smiley for him? She's like, oh, I'm gonna have her do it. Like she does good stuff. And then hit Milo with a proper anime character on his cup. So you could tell she was a guru nerd, and she hit him with like
That checks out.
yeah,
entirely.
hit him with an anime thing, and I was like, you have no idea what this just did for my son. It made his day. And I'm also a Starbucks head because I think living in LA and going to all the bougie coffee shops, when I walk into a Starbucks and get a big smile from the barista and it's a welcome thing and they're talking to Milo, I wasn't getting that at some of the bougie spots.
The bougie spots, yeah.
Oh, you weren't getting it
You
at
got
the
the
bougie.
clothespin
No.
through the nose. You got the the beanie on.
No, it's just, I mean, people always talk about the pressure where it's like you walk into a bougie coffee shop and it's the pressure of like, what do I order? I hit that spot where I was like, I got my order down. But then it was the thing of like, you have someone working behind the counter who's too cool for school, where it's like, we could goof.
He's trying to be in the new Avengers 5 or something like that.
Yeah, or it's like yeah, they're just kind of like just playing it really cool, where it's like, I want to come in, I'm going to order a pup cup for my son so he can lick some whipped cream.
no charge on the pup cup.
No charge on the pup cup, dude.
I never thought of that. That's a good dad hack.
It's a good, yeah, for all the dads out there, you get a little pup cup. They can't question if you have a dog or not.
Or if you identify as a dog.
Or if I identify as a long-haired poodle, as a mastiff. So and then Milo just sits there with his little whipped cream and
It's a great idea.
yeah, while Dada gets his coffee.
Okay.
It's incredible. Dad hacks, dude.
I got the yawns today. Is that I mean,
You're like-
I'm riveted here. I'm having fun. I don't know why I've got the yawnies.
You're like, it's full Cole's going full James, love on the spectrum. Whatever.
It's
Like,
an alpha brain side effect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did take Alpha Brain. It's kind of cloudy out, and it is affecting the eyes a little bit.
Yeah, it's bright. It's harsh.
It's bright but cloudy, so that means the UV's bouncing off the clouds. And
It wouldn't
coming
be an
in.
episode of Turning the Pods Gay without us diving into just a hint of what the weather is in Mission Viejo.
I don't know how people do podcasts without looking outside now. Can you imagine if we were in a little stupid room?
Yeah, it would be bad.
I watch other
Looking at a
podcasts
wall?
and I think about how insane it would be to be in a studio because of the world star view that we have right here.
Yeah.
It's A+.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So for all the guests out there that are just fighting to get on the pod right now, you're missing out.
Can you imagine if the vultures were back? Turkey vultures
The
came
Tolkien
back.
vultures.
They'd be greeting us all day.
Yeah, just a crow. Just a crow. No turkey vultures.
And no guests in the lineup yet, eh? We had one in the on deck circle, but
Oh, guests?
yeah.
Yeah, we
He
had a
said
guest.
He's working on getting the
They'll
meat
be
analyst.
coming.
The meat
Yeah,
analyst?
the meat analyst will join us soon, for sure. Lindsay.
How did you guys do without me last week? What was the consensus? I mean, the fans were
Well, it's the-
devastated. I got
We got
multiple DMs.
limited views, but me and Cole, I think we got
Multiple
into
DMs.
stuff. But
We got into a lot of
multiple DMs.
geopolitics and
It was the first time I have listened back to a podcast and I've had to yell out loud and fast forward as I was speaking. I was
you're
like,
mad?
fast forwarding.
because you didn't like hearing what you had to
I
say or the
decided
tone
what-
of your voice.
I sounded
or-
way too dumb. I don't know why I said the things I said. At one point, I think in the podcast, I said, I'm actually really smart. I think I said that. I think I alluded to me being really smart, but I couldn't remember anything. So I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever said in my life.
I think
Well, you fought in the big war, so
on our
you've been shell shocked.
I'm shell shocked.
was my
No, I liked what we were talking about, though.
mystery on our highest viewed episode or no?
The Wookiee,
No, the Dyatlov Pass incident.
the Russian
Was
one.
that on the 3,000 views? No,
No idea.
no, not sure.
No idea.
Okay.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was good.
I didn't prepare a mystery today, unfortunately, but I probably could conjure one. Do we need a mystery?
I mean, I don't know how long you're going to be hunting on a new mystery, my guy.
I think
Unless you got one straight up in the chamber right now.
I think Joe would have liked our Dan Bongiorno pizza joke.
Who's Dan Bongiorno?
Defense Secretary, Chief Assistant, or something.
Deputy Director of
His
the
name's
FBI.
Dan Bongiorno, and Dante called him Dan Bongiorno Pizza. So that's the joke. Do you like it?
I don't think it's even Bongiorno. I think it's Bongiorno or something. What's the real name?
So are you making a reference to DiGiorno pizza?
Yeah.
Yes.
DiGiorno. I said Dan Bongiorno.
And then he
pizza.
said, Cash Patella tendon.
that was in the swim video. We've been, that one.
Okay, so
Speaking
I
of-
do have a
just a
mystery.
couple
Do you guys wanna
highlights.
hear it? This is another interesting one.
It's another mystery.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this
Where'd
one
you find
on the
these?
dark web?
I've just got some mysteries on Rolodex that I think about a lot. This is known as for the approval of the Midnight Society. That's a Are You Afraid of the Dark reference.
Oh, okay.
90s Nick. They sit around the campfire. Everybody in the Midnight Society brings their ghost story for the night, and they submit for the approval of the Midnight Society. This is the ghost trolley car, and they throw like some powder on the fire, and it gets all big. The name appears, and then it goes into the.
That was a
episode.
spooky show.
I know you weren't on that for sure.
Way too spooky for Joe.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yes.
I would watch that. Yeah.
This is the disappearance of Lars Mittank. 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 Born in 1986. Don, what year were you born?
89.
89.
89. Okay. German man who disappeared on July 8th, 2014 near Varna Airport in Varna, Bulgaria. He was on holiday at the Golden Sands Resort where he was supposedly involved in a fight, unable to fly home with his friends for health reasons. So so his friends leave the holiday and he says, I'm going to get the next flight or something. Okay. Who farted?
That could be the spirit of Matonk, dude.
He's documented acting strangely while alone in Bulgaria. He called his mom claiming that people were trying to kill him. On the day when he was supposed to fly home, he went to the airport to consult with a doctor. He was later seen on airport security footage running out of the airport and towards an adjacent forest. That was the last he was ever seen. He's never been seen since. Generated interest, and with the frequency of people that have viewed the footage of him fleeing the airport has led to him being named most recently as the most famous missing tourist in the world and also the most famous missing person on YouTube. So it's one of those things, obviously thousands, tens of thousands of missing people every year. For whatever reason, this one caught on. That's how I'm sure I heard about it originally. But it's just really strange footage of him getting to the airport to get to his flight, saying he doesn't feel well. He goes into like a little doctor's office, like health room at the airport. And then I think he's sitting in there waiting to see somebody. And he just gets up, runs out of there, runs straight out the front door. The sliding door's open, runs through the parking lot, across the road, and then vanishes. And no one's ever seen him. No body, nothing. Just vanished. Pretty interesting.
Stuff terrifies Joey.
Sorry, Joe.
Could have had some bad German sausage and just had to.
Had to relieve himself.
I mean, a bad brat has done some gnarly things to me.
Yeah, he could
Make you run
have.
into a forest. You get a bad
maybe.
brat.
Yeah, he pooping his brat out. Maybe he passes out from pushing or something, and then hits a rock. I could see that.
Falls into a hole.
He had no history of
No.
mental illness, but his mom suspected that it was a side effect of an antibiotic he was prescribed, cefprozil, which is known to produce side effects including hallucinations and paranoia.
Whoa.
But one of his
There you have it.
mates on holiday with him said that he never saw him taking or mentioning any prescription.
I mean, you're not. Who's going to mention if they're talking?
You're not going to tell a mate. You're not going to tell a mate you're on
Yeah.
antibiotics. And you keep
Hey man, I'm going to take my GERD pills now, guys.
Yeah, you're not
But
gonna tell a mate.
they've hired private investigators. They've gone to the lengths of the earth to try and find out what happened, and nothing has ever come of it. His
Was he
mom,
in Germany when it happened, or he was in a different country?
he was in Bulgaria trying to get back to Deutschland.
You know what? Back on the pooping the brat out, and possibly passing out. On Saturday before
Got a hold of a bad brat.
on Saturday before the sandbag workout, I wake up and something just felt off. And I'm on the toilet.
I need a breakfast brat.
a breakfast brat. I'm on the toilet, going to the bathroom, about to leave, get in the car, pack up.
Did you astral project?
No, and I don't know what. I just got the spins. And like I'm leaning over, and all of a sudden I get lightheaded, like I feel like low blood sugar, and I'm getting this. I'm about to get the spins. Like I feel like I'm getting like vertigo, and I'm like, whoa! I'm starting to like get.
Were you pushing? Were you bearing down to try?
Wasn't
and
really pushing. No,
excrete?
I was chilling, and I'm like, oh no!
because your legs were asleep. You had low blood flow sitting
I
on the
was
shitter.
barely on there for that long, and believe me, and I immediately was just like.
You're an experienced shitter.
He spends a lot of time.
I haven't experienced pooper, but I'm like, this is new. And I thank God I had one wipe already. I had already started wiping. So no freaking flagrant poops flying out if I stood up. And I start doing squats. I stand up and I start doing this.
Half wiped,
Half wiped.
dude.
I'm like,
life.
it's got to be blood flow. I'm like, it must be
Why
blood
didn't
flow.
you get in a bonus wipe before you started squatting?
There was no time. I thought I was about to pass out. I thought I was literally about to go.
Was there any blood?
And then you start panicking. You start freaking out. I'm trying not to freak out that I'm about to maybe even pass out right now on the pot and no one's home.
Elvis style.
Don almost went Elvis with a peanut butter nana sandwich. Passed out on the John.
And I
No,
felt better. I
was
think
there-
it was my legs. It was maybe, yeah.
Was there any blood in this episode? No.
Nothing. And your legs, so that's why you need to strap in when you're skydiving. You need to strap in your straps the right way. Because if they're too hiked up and then you open up and you have to fly for like a long time, your legs can fall asleep.
Well,
and
I
you
just saw a
pass
video,
out.
and you can speak to this probably, but I just saw a video of a guy at the White House holding like the New Jersey state flag. I think there was like a Marine from every state holding their state flag on Memorial Day for some sort of event or something. and one of the guys just hit the floor.
You know what you got to do?
They said, "Don't lock your legs."
You know,
That's
when
what all the
you could
comments
always
were saying.
you could always tell you could see a person in the military or a cop or firefighter, somebody that had to stand at attention for a long time. You do this. Whenever you're standing, I do this all the time. Whenever
For all
I'm in
the
line,
listeners out there,
you go. This.
Cops do that, yeah.
Yeah. I always do this now because you have to in boot camp. You have to. You're standing for so long.
But when you're in a
You
formal
will-
thing like that, you
you
can't
will
be
pass it.
wobbling. You got to be
You have to.
like a guard.
It doesn't matter. You'll pass out.
Everybody in the comments is saying he locked his legs. Rookie
Yeah.
mistake. Don't lock your legs.
Yeah. So you either have to do this all the time, or you have to move. You need to just remain blood flow.
Wow.
Yeah. I've seen so many people pass out.
Just
And
fall.
during graduation, they have people walking around looking at you. And what do you know? Someone always passes out.
so
Couple
for all,
people.
for all the listeners, Don, if they ever do find themselves in that same situation, do you think the squats cured it?
Squats made it go away.
All right. Well, there you go. If you guys ever are ready to pass out on the pooper.
They find a lot of old people dead on the pot because of pushing. Stops the heart.
Are you addressing the viewers directly?
Yeah. Breaking the fifth wall. If you're 60 years old and older, stop pushing. Let it come out natural.
There's so many constipated seniors that are listening to this pod right now, for sure. We get the comments flooded. There's always comments of people like I'm 45 and I never.
I
knew
haven't
this.
heard this song done this way. This is a beautiful
Do
rendition.
you think those are fake?
If they
There's
were,
gotta be-
there's a ton of them. It seems
There's
like
so
the boomers
many. I
love-
watched one the other day on like a turnstile
love?
video. It was like, I'm 45. I just found this band.
Yeah.
And I remember us
If they
talking
were
about
fake,
that.
what would be the point?
I know. I just think
Providing
if
fun
you're
content.
45, you're not a full geese, but
Yeah,
you're
it's like,
not
cool,
young.
bro.
So you're just like, oh, I didn't hear this band, and I'm gonna share it
You
with the world.
graduated in freaking 02, bro. You're not that old.
I'm gonna but it's like that willingness to be savvy enough on the web where you're gonna drop a long comment.
All right. So what do you guys think about Lars Matank? Not an interesting one, huh? I'll come with a better history next time.
I just think Bulgarian forest. What's good? What good is going to come out of a Bulgarian forest?
Brainworm.
Brainworm. Yeah, there's that really sad story of that kid whose friends dared him to eat the slug. You ever seen that?
In Bulgaria?
No, they were.
Jeez, Tully's
I think they
just
were Brits.
crushing the curb.
I think they were Brits hanging out, having some brews in like a backyard, and a slug went across the patio, and the mates like dared him to eat it, and he ate it, and it had some toxic parasite in it, and he's like a vegetable now for the rest of his life.
Was it immediate or did it take time?
I think he got sick, throwing up, and then like coma in a couple days, and never came back. It's a bummer. Sorry, bringing it down over here.
I mean, no, the listeners. I mean, this is another thing that the listeners could really tap into in case they find themselves
yeah, don't eat slugs
with their mates, and the slug starts
Slugs.
looking. Slugs, dude.
You don't even
Find
know.
themselves looking at the slugs.
They don't even know.
Little sis kicked off the pod. She just pulled back up.
I hate to talk about. Never mind. I
Slugs.
don't want to keep talking about number twos. I feel like this is.
It's what the people want.
You think so?
Yeah,
Not one comment has said we want.
I want to hear about 2s, 2.5s, and getting into 3s.
I've just been realizing.
3s might be for the Patreon.
Yeah.
Number 3s.
Yeah, leave a comment
Patreon only.
if we do make a Patreon. Let us know what you guys would like to see in that.
Just totally
just let us know.
unfiltered.
Tier 1, 2, 3, 4.
So what were you
Tier
gonna say?
7 will
What's
go to your
next
house,
tier?
cook you pasta,
Tier 15 is Patreon.
cook you, pie you. What was I gonna say? So
Something
someone
about
gave me some nice young soul, awesome dude gave me a sweet Chipotle gift card for the Sandbag Saturday workouts I've been putting
Shout
on.
out Joey Goggins, dude.
Freaking dope, man. Giving out gifts. Awesome. So I've been living off Chipotle, and every morning the first thing I do when I wake up is I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's in the morning because I eat it at night. And the first thing I have to do is take a
Explode?
number 2. And it's possibly, if I could rate the top 5 worst things to do out of my day ever, it would be to poop in the morning. First thing you do when you wake up.
That's the best.
It's you smell it. It's immediate smell. You're tired still. It's like, oh, your like back hurts. from the workout.
Are you
that
getting a
had the
burrito
day
or a bowl?
before.
I'm assuming bowl.
I'm getting a bowl.
You
sometime.
understand that one of our faithful listeners, Cody Burwell, wakes up and poops first thing before the sun is even up.
Before
And
he's
he's
even
done
up.
that for 30 years. He's done that for 30 years straight, and that's his favorite thing. I think
You're
his
letting the
favorite
devil
part
out,
of the
so
day.
you're starting fresh.
Smelling it
you-
first thing in the morning, being tired.
Are you putting cheese and cream on it? Cheese and sour cream?
No,
Not the poop on the bowl.
no.
No?
I just do meat, double meat, half scoop of white rice, a tad bit of corn. I always say this, little corn. They're like, okay.
I was in this
And that's it.
Do you see the little corn in the bowl?
No, I don't even look. I'll never
A lot
look.
of corn.
I never look down.
You have to look. It's a primal instinct to look. That's why every time you wipe, you look. Is there blood? What color is it? It's a self-regulatory, like self-diagnostic thing.
Is it a tenant? Is it an
It's a
ancestor?
primal tenet to look at your poop for sure. You have to, Don.
I'll wipe 4 times and then I might take a peek.
To just see if
Or
you're
probably-
done.
Just to see what's going on.
you need to.
Speaking of primal tenants, too, Dante just re-upped his old Liver King March, which is live on the Instagram right now.
Check it out on Instagram, YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Oh, we talked about that last pod too, Joe.
yeah, we
about-
talked about
about
it
the
in
Barbarian
detail.
March?
About the
Yeah.
Barbarian March.
Well,
March.
let's move on to the
March.
next challenge then, which Dante has another swim challenge in the books.
Yeah, we gotta. It's gonna happen. I swear.
I was almost going to give away the teaser because at the swim on Friday, you and Kiara were practicing some of the movements. Maybe
Oh, that's
that
right. You
would
were there
try.
with that. Yeah. We know once. I think old TA is gonna be in possibly Ireland or something like that. I just talked to him yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're still
But,
waiting on our municipal
we can do it.
package. It's got delayed in shipping, but the municipal beer.
It's all right. You've been yawning. You got the alpha
Municipal
braid.
gear is in the mail.
I talked to Wahlberg. My plan was to be fully municipal.
Municipal.
I wanted to be municipal here.
There's municipal shoes, right?
Get me there.
I just cramped out doing municipal.
Here. There.
He goes sideways hat too.
there.
Municipal.
There. Municipal.
We got to get a custom frog blanket, and the frog is dripped out in municipal.
Yeah, I wanted to be municipal for this pod, but
Just imagine these shoes are in a box. Takes them out. Municipal.
Do you think anybody's wearing municipal?
I'm not
Like
too
some-
sure. I don't
like
know.
some-
I don't want to bash municipal right now because they could sponsor. But I really
Don
don't
is
know.
trying to get in the municipal jumpsuit. I mean, it's the same thing like when The Rock, when he'll be on his page and be like, again, my shoe, number 1 shoe. Like I'm like I've never seen, but then you kind of go to the gym and you start looking,
You see
and
some cats
people,
in the
people
Rock
got the
shoe.
Project Rock.
Is that what it's called with the little bowl on it?
Project Rock, dude.
I've never seen anyone buy their tequilas. Mark
Tremana.
Mark Wahlberg
Yeah.
tequila and The Rock's tequila.
Terramana.
Never seen
lot of
it.
people-
Tremana.
A lot of people have Terramana.
Wait, Wahlberg's got a tequila too?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was at our
Is that
Costco.
the Costco?
What's
he
it
made
called?
He made it into Costco. That's pretty huge.
What is Wahlberg's
Municipal.
tequila called? Should we start a tequila brand?
I know. We literally.
Aaron Paul and Cranston got the Dos Hombres.
Dos Hombres. Clooney's
Bert-
got one. Juice.
Tom Segura and Bert Chrysler's have one.
Is it tequila or vodka? It's tequila?
I
I think the celebrities, they must do tequila because it's maybe the
maybe it's
easiest
hot
to
in other
make
countries.
or cheapest to produce in Mexico and the shipping to the U.S.
Reynolds has got
Maybe-
aviation gin though.
Reynolds has got the gin. Never seen anybody buy that.
Maybe it could be in other countries what most other countries drink. Maybe like they
Vodka's
have. Like,
probably the most prominent liquor around. Actually, whiskey is the number 1 liquor
no,
around
but
the
straight
world.
though. Yeah. Like what is it? Whiskey?
Whiskey's the number 1.
But why don't celebs do that then? I feel like celebs always go for
Connor's
the
got the proper
Connor.
12. It's
Maybe
not
the kind of person you are.
Is the proper not selling anymore?
the proper suffering with his recent antics. Yeah, I think he might have sold it, or he's not even on the board or something. Even Drake had a dang whiskey that really didn't do good. It was called like Jiminy Christmas. I don't remember. I was gonna say Black Velvet, but that's like the gallon of hobo whiskey on the bottom shelf. That's the Black
I
Velvet.
thought it was called Jiminy Cricket. I was like, that is
Pretty
good.
one. Well, I got a pre-workout coming in any day now, so that'll be
Dante's
mine.
getting into the beverage space.
Yep, pre-workout.
Moving into the beverage space here.
Look out Prime.
Enemy supplements.
Look out Mr. Feast.
Mr. Feastables.
Here comes Dante Finiguera podcast.
Mr. Feast actually under some fire for doing a Feastables ad inside of a Mayan ruin in his most recent video.
Yeah.
And the indigenous peoples are very upset with him doing some capitalist marketing inside one of their most treasured holy sites.
Not
Was
good.
he pushing the
Not
protein
good.
cookies or a
I believe
beverage?
the PB cups.
He picked the PB cups to push in the Mayan ruins.
He's literally crouched inside of a Mayan pyramid, and he says they're like Mayan approved or something crazy. Beast is walking a thin line these days. Something with those eyes.
He's getting too skinny.
Did you hear Chris D'Elia's thing on Mr. Beast? It's inevitable that he's gonna kill someone. Oh, it's inevitable that during some stunt he's gonna kill someone very soon. Hence his name being Mr. Beast. Just because of his name being Mr.
That actually
Beast.
happened. I mean, somebody didn't die, but I don't think it was Beast. It was. There's another kid that's right up there with Beast.
Oh, Dobrik.
Dobrik. Yes,
Someone go
Dobrik.
down on his watch too.
I think it was a while ago. He was like swinging somebody from like a backhoe arm, like a tractor, and they were like using the tractor with a rope on it and rotating the backhoe and like swinging people into a lake or something. I don't know. And somebody didn't let go, whipped around the tractor and slammed into the side of it and got like insane concussion and all sorts of stuff and almost brought him down. You know, these kids, man.
These kids, if we keep potting, we're gonna be there soon. We're gonna start making.
Lord knows Miss Rachel's under fire right now. We won't get into that, but you know, we're just here holding the line.
Palestine Gaza situation, right? Then aren't they saying she supported?
I guess we'll get into it.
No way are we closing out on Miss Rachel Palestine.
No, she had children, I think, from the region, like in her videos, singing the songs. Lord knows that they need a little bit of joy, and yeah, of course, the establishment's not happy about that. So we're here just as beacons of hope, harbingers of light and good fortune, holding the line in the internet space. If you want news, if you want jokes, if you want a little bit of politics, if you want poop knowledge,
if you want.
yeah. Come here. Joey, next time fart into the mic. They want to hear it.
did.
Into the mic.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Joey actually farted into the mic on episode 4. I remember that.
Did I?
Oh, you went
gosh.
nuts. You were activated that night.
This
It was
this
nighttime.
latte is it's passing through me like a wild boar. And when you asked earlier too about the fart, that was me. I felt bad.
I know. It's
Oh,
okay.
really? It was.
It's
Damn.
been the whole pod, and now that I'm kind of perched up here with my socks, it's been a little bit of a situation. So apologies to the co-host, but again, apologies to the listener first and foremost for kind of having to.
It's okay.
My heart goes out to the
Your
listener.
toots, they have a unique odor to them. I could almost, if you were in a room and not in the room anymore, I would know you specifically were in the room. It's not necessarily bad, and it doesn't seem to be affected by your diet, which is interesting.
It's something, yeah. It's kind of something that they've been living in me for so long, just pent up for years.
Maybe they're like ancestral. Maybe they're like
Yes, I was about to say it's
they're
from my
living
people.
through you. If it's from your people, it's from the jungles of Ecuador,
They are.
or maybe the shores of Sicily, or where.
They have a purpose when they come out. They need to leave and go do something
Yes,
else.
they're spirits.
Joey's just the host.
It's the Wookiee. I'm just carrying
the Wookiee. The Mookie.
the Mookie. I am the Mookie.
That would be pretty cool.
Don, we gotta get WD-40 on Don's chair.
Yeah.
It is just creaking every time he
Spirits
moves
are coming
over.
out of that chair too every time you creak one out. Yeah, for sure.
Creaky old thing. All right, you big blokes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's about good, huh?
We've been cranking for an hour.
All right.
Absolutely cranking hog.
Can we do something?
What's up?
Can we say bye and all unplug these at the same time? Can it be our new tradition?
Total mic drop situation?
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay.
All right.
How do we do it?
We just say
That's like the equivalent of us like dunking on the listener.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just totally dunking on
Like,
the
we're
listener.
done here.
Even if we say anything after, they can't hear us.
Yeah, I mean,
know,
that's the
right.
thing. It's like we're shutting out the listener being like,
All right. Hand
Are
on
we-
the trigger.
wait, are we going to dunk on him?
We're going to dunk.
On the listener?
Yes.
Dude.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you next time.
See you next time.
We're out.
We're out, dude.
Later.